Hey everybody, Scruffed here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our Let's Farm series on the old stream farm expansion. So a bit of an update. I ploughed the 2 fields that I said in the last episode I'd do. So we got that sorted out. That's a job ticked off the list. We've got a few more jobs in this episode. As you can probably tell, we're going to be doing some lime spreading. I have leased out this Bredel spreader. It's the smaller one, but I've increased the capacity and I've got the spreading discs on the back that make it a little bit easier to use and quicker. And then I've got 8 bags of lime here that we're going to be getting down on the ground today in this episode. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of mulching on one field because it's pretty much the only field that we need to mulch. And I just thought, let's get it sorted. So I've leased out this as well. Decent size, 6 metre. It's going to fly through this. Got a bit of lag then. So it's weird. I keep getting a little bit of lag on occasions on this map. It's like running probably really well. Yeah, look, see, it's like 90 FPS on I'm using a NVIDIA 4090 and I've got 4K. So it's it's native 4K gameplay settings. But yeah, it gets 100, then all of a sudden I'll just get like a jump for no reason. But it's strange. Anyway, less tech talk and more farming. I actually thought for a second that I might not be able to fold this up, and I was worried about driving on the road, but I can fold it up, so that's perfect. Let's get down to the farm. I've got a few things to show you, a couple of mods that I've added in, which are going to enhance, I think, the gameplay. It's not perfect, but it is a really good idea, and yeah, I'm sure many people are using it currently or know about the mod itself, but we'll get through it in a second because I've tried it out. I've got it pretty much set up because it does take a little bit of time. It's not a massive long-winded process, but I've done pretty much the majority of it, and then I've just left one to show you guys, and yeah, you can figure out if you want to do that as well. So we'll go into that in a second. Let's just drive this back first. We'll park it up. I have fueled this tractor up. Like I said in the last couple of episodes now, fuel is going down like anything. I prefer it. I want to be actively fueling up more often in the game. I enjoy it. It's kind of them features that are really good. I'll give you an example. I was watching Mr. Silly P the other day. He was on FS17 again, so he's gone back to a map. It's got real, bit of nostalgia for him and all that, and it's stunning. An excellent idea, brilliant idea, and really enjoyable to watch and follow along. I'm sure a lot of people are doing that. But the colour, I actually prefer that colour tone. I know it's a little bit darker, more grim, but it feels more real. It feels like you're on a used farm, and I just like that effect. So I do miss that kind of lighting. I mean, as good as we've got it now, it looks obviously a lot better, the game does. FS25 especially is going to be even better. But yeah, I miss that, I do. Another thing I thought was really good was when the chickens had eggs and stuff, you had to go around picking them up. It's that kind of, interactive way of the game I think we miss a little bit, and we lost a bit more in FS19 as well because I felt like with that, animals, you had to tend to animals a bit more. It was a bit more hands-on with animals, and I feel like it's all been, put into menus now. So I do miss that kind of stuff. And that's just a perfect example of why I prefer the fuel being like that, so we can actually be a bit more hands-on and fueling up more often. Here's the dog just roaming around. I've named the dog Toby. I didn't know if it was male or female, so I went with Toby just in case. I think it's male. Right, before we get into the field work and all that stuff... Oh, bloody hell, dog's here. Where are we? Gotta pat the dog now. Oh, maybe not. It's run off. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the tree, because I obviously asked the question in the last episode, what are we going to do with the tree? It had a little bit of a bump at the bottom, and I asked pretty much, do we keep it as it is? Do we remove the tree? Or do we flatten out the area? Now, the majority of people said do not move the tree. It kind of makes the map. It's a nice focal point, and I agree. I definitely agree, and it's what I said in the last episode. There was a few people that said just move the equipment, and yeah, I could do, but there's not many spaces where I can put it indoor in storage, and I just have a lot. I do also plan on getting more equipment, so I feel like we should make the most of things like this. But yeah, a lot of people just said just flatten out the area, and I think that was the best thing to do. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I have done that, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. It actually still looks pretty good, but I flattened out the area, so that's sorted out. So one weird thing is this racking's become a bit pointless at the moment, because I was going to put IBCs on it, but it is the tightest squeeze ever. I really struggle to get it in with the tractor. It's on the limit. I think it's more made for pallets, so we're going to just put pallets on there if we get some. We've got a place for big bags, and that was going to be for IBCs, but instead I've put the fertilizer in here. So when we get herbicide as well, we'll put some IBCs in here, because we've got the sprayer in here as well, so it makes sense to do that. Right, let's get onto the field work then, because in the last one we were talking a lot about how we're going to progress this series onwards, what we're going to be doing, and yeah, there's a lot of work basically planned out. So we're in precision farming right now. Obviously, we've spoke about the pH needs doing. Nitrogen we did a bit of in the last episode. We sorted out the grass, and we put some nitrogen down, or liquid fertilizer down, in the beet field, so the red beet field, and it's the rest of them that we can't really do much with, especially the soybeans. But luckily, we're growing soybeans anyway. That's what we started with, so that doesn't actually require nitrogen, so we're pretty lucky there. So let's go to the map, and we'll have a quick look at this. I'll give you a rundown of where we're at. I know we've got some weeds in field 11 that we'll tackle at some point. Got to try and do that before the next month, though, because soybeans are probably going to sprout up and ready to harvest then, so we don't want that to become a problem. This one's fine because we're going to mulch that now. That's the field we're going to head out to. But if we have a look over here, you can see the red beets are ready to harvest, so that's our next job. That's going to be the job in the next episode. You can see the soybeans are growing quite well. Did do a bit of crop damage there. I have to be honest, I drove over the field just a tad and did a bit of crop damage, so I'm not happy about that. And that's because I was ploughing this field here. Like I said, I had to plough 2 fields. I used a worker on this one. I did field 8, and then obviously you saw me do field 2 in the last episode. But that's pretty much where we're at, the state of the fields. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 technically now ready to, start working for the next harvest. But we do need to mulch that, and then we're going to spread lime on all 4 of these fields after that. But the thing I added in was a mod called Workplan. And I think it's really good because we can actually set out like plans for what we want to do. So instead of just talking about it and then, later on we have to try and remember everything, with there being so many fields and kind of we're doing multiple things on, in a variety of fields, it's easy just to like jot it down. And I really like the idea of this mod. I just wish certain things were a bit more clearer, because I like it if, for example, if it said we needed something, it was like maybe in red font, and if you'd done it, it turns to green font. Maybe if you could group them all together in certain areas. So like, obviously I've got 3 there. You can see planned fruit. They're going to be sunflowers. It'd be nice if I could just group these together. Maybe if it was just like blocked out and that's a kind of a group. I do like that. And I also think as well, like some of the jobs, it kind of overlaps from the last harvest to the new harvest, which I think can be a bit confusing. For example, right now I've got soybeans in one of these fields here that's current crop, but I want to do sunflowers next. But maybe like that job that needs weeding, I can't remember if it was 11 or 12 or 4. Can't remember which one it was, but let's say it was 12. Then I can say here that it does need spraying for weeds, so I go and spray it and say it's done. But then it's technically not done for sunflowers. So I'd like it if you could make separate ones basically. Yeah, so what I'd probably prefer is, instead of having current fruit and then planned fruit, what I would like to do is just have like 2 12s, for example. The one that says current fruit and then one says next fruit or planned fruit. And then we can separate it off, so we know that the soybeans still need to do the spraying for the obviously the herbicide. But then when we get to sunflowers, we can obviously just complete that off or delete it. Then we're on to the next rotation of field 12. I prefer it if I could separate it a little bit like that. But overall, this is a cracking idea, and I think it really does help kind of visualize what our plan is. So I've put everything in. There's just one field left to do, which we're going to do in a second, just so I can show you how it works. But the mod is on Mod Hub. It's called Workplan, and if you are interested, it's a nifty little mod to have and plan out what you're going to do. So you can see here, this group here, 8, 11, and 12, one's got parsnips in. The parsnips were all harvested. There was nothing in the field when we started our save game. But the plan in that field is going to be sunflowers, just like these. It will need lime. Doesn't need mulching. Doesn't need ploughing. It will need rolling. I think I have got the mod on, though, that says that not all crops need to be rolled. And I know maize doesn't. So because it's a planting crop with sunflower, it might not actually need rolling. But we'll check that out. I've just put it just in case. The fertilizer stages 1 and 2 are obviously set up as if we haven't got precision farming. So that's a little bit of a strange thing there. It'd be nice if it was maybe customized, maybe updated so it can detect if you're using precision farming, because then it's just one fertilizer, not the 2 levels. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. And then you can see as we go along, we can say if we've done or not. I'd love it if it was highlighted in maybe a green font, knowing that you can like clearly visualize that you've done it then. And then you can see weeding. You've got options. So it says grooming, that's basically like mechanical weeder, then spraying and stones. But we're not playing with stones, so everything's going to be just not needed. So that's pretty much the plan. You can see we're going to be doing sunflowers and everything we need to do in them fields. And these 3 here are all going to be barley. They're all basically to get a bit of profit and also to get some straw. These are also going to be for profit, but also maybe production. So then we got this field here that's going to be corn, and that's going to be for maize. So we've got a list of things we need to get through, and as we get through them, we can start checking them off. I've also added in the field calculator mod, which is really useful for trying to gauge how much stuff you'd need, whether it be lime, liquid fertilizer, or so on for a field. So that's pretty useful. Just goes to show how much slurry and manure you can shift on each field. But another good thing about this is it shows that if you use liquid fertilizer or solid fertilizer, you can cover in the same space or hectares or acres, depending on what you're kind of working on, but you use less of it. So it's actually more economical, basically, better on your bank balance if you get solid fertilizer. But I do like spraying. So we're going to do spraying because we've got that tractor and the Fendt. We're going to focus on that. But you can see there, 368. That's all you'd use. 368 litres, but if we use liquid fertilizer, it goes up to 497. So yeah, that's pretty much the Workplan mod. But let's go into the map. We'll look at field 3 because that's one we need to add in, and I'll show you how I do it. It's pretty straightforward, but just thought I'd give you an example of it. So with this one, I'm actually going to do wheat because we're doing a lot of barley, aren't we, in the other ones, if you have a look. So yeah, let's do, I just want to make sure I've got the right one there, but I'm pretty certain. So we'll look at field 3. Shouldn't be in the field number list, it's not. So let's sort that out. Now, it's one of the fields that are ploughed, but so we won't need to do that. But let's go. So it's field 3. Current field, well, it did have, I don't actually know now. I don't think it had anything. So let's just put wheat, and then we're going to be planning to grow wheat. It will need lime. It does not need mulching, and it doesn't need ploughing because we've done it, so maybe we can put done on that one. And then roller, it will need, because it's going to be wheat. Fertilizer, we're going to be using liquid fertilizer on both of them if that was applicable, which it's not. So if we do one, we can just put done to both of them. We're not going to be using a mechanical weeder, which is what it's set on. Don't need to worry about stones, but spraying will not need as well because it's been ploughed. So that's pretty much that. So then we add it in, and you can see that it's into the list. So yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. Just keep going through and updating as we crack on. So let's crack on then with the first job, which is mulching that field. We're going to get this sorted out. Shouldn't take long at all. It's a pretty small field. You saw me harvesting it. I think it was the field that I actually did oats in. And yeah, after that we can get the lime spread and all on. Now, I am looking forward to doing the red beets in the next episode, but it is a big field for red beets. I've got a feeling it might take me some time to do that. It's not the quickest job in the world, but we'll try our very best to, get the best options for it. We can lease out some of the good stuff for it. I've got a feeling, though, we might need to, if I remember using it in the premium expansion on Zelonka that time when I was doing that kind of mini-series, and it's not it's I don't know, I feel like because of the boxes and everything, it can be a very long-winded process, or if you use a work, it's not too bad because you can just travel along, but it's the fact that it stops. It's not got like any capacity, has it? It'll stop, and you need to be driving next to it in a trailer for it to carry on working, which is a shame. It is, but I'd love to drive the harvester and have a worker beside me, but it's not the easiest thing to set up, even with like auto drive or course play. That would be the perfect situation though, but it might be the case that we just get the worker in there and then we do the carting next to it. I mean, we could technically just drive the harvester and put the boxes that come out, but again, if we do that, it might take a little bit longer. But it's going to be a challenge, and I'm up for it. The grass is ready to mow as well, so that's something that we need to keep an eye on. I'm pretty certain of that, because I've been so used to Oxy's grass textures. These are the base game ones. But I'm sure, because it looks a little bit low in comparison, but I'm sure that's the final stage of the grass. So we can do that chopping. But what I might do anyway is just wait a month, probably until October to get that in. We're just going to be making, we're just going to be making a load of silage for the bunker anyway. Do need to get hay in, but it might be the case that we just hope for a second cut. Because we are in September now, it's going to take 3 months. It's going to be very difficult to get a second cut. We might have to split, or just at least do one of the fields as hay. So we've got 3 grass fields, so we could just do the smallest one just to get a little bit of hay in. And, put the rest of the silage in the bunker. It's going to be a big job, though. I'm hoping, like at the moment, we've got no animals anyway, except the sheep. Now, the sheep are obviously just grazing, and we've got a big grazing field as well for the cows, but I didn't want to purchase the cows until I know we've got the feed. I'll be happy with one small field of hay and two grass fields that go into the bunker for silage. I think that should be enough with the straw we've got, and the grazing mod as well on that big field. It should make easy work of it. There we go. That was a straightforward job. Straightforward as they come. I did use the vehicle control add-on mod about right near the end, which made it a bit pointless, but yeah. Right, so let's just check. Yep, that's 2 fields mulched. Not sure why this field's mulched, though, because it is a grass field. But that's how it started. Maybe it's just randomly generated. Right, let's crack on then. We're going to go and take this back. Might even use the follow me mod. Bloody hell, some bumps down here. But yeah, we'll use the follow me mod. I'm sure I've got that enabled, because I did heavily go on scripts with this series more than I did equipment. And yeah, we'll take the fent down as well. We'll probably drive that actually. So if we just pull this over here, we can use the follow me mod. In fact, let's just see if we've got that on. Yes, we have. There we go. So that's probably going to want to do that. Right, let's turn that off, save a bit of fuel. And we'll jump into the fent. You can see that I've put the weight on the front ready for it, knowing that we're going to need that to hold the big bags of lime that we've actually got. So we'll put that on the back when we get up there. So let's go get the trailer that we bought in the last episode. That's going to be really useful for this job. It'd be nice to get some kind of low loader in the future maybe. This can just be perfect for bales. I mean, we could eventually maybe get a bigger one, but I think with this having 3 bunkers and we're focusing heavily on silage, I mean, we're going to have maize silage, grass silage and whole crop silage, so we can do a good mix. So going back to that conversation I had before about the hay, it might not be as important, because, you know, if we just use a big bulk of silage and then just top it up with a bit of hay mixed in, you know, that's the beauty of Maize Plus. We can make our own custom feed mix. I mean, we could even try and put a bit of red beets in. That's always a good option as well. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I'll make sure I do a custom feed mix and make it possible that we can put red beets, all 3 of them silage types, whatever we pick, doesn't really matter. We can even put all 3 in, or just one heavy on one, and then next time kind of switch to another silage. And yeah, a bit of hay just as a little bit of a buffer. I think that should be perfect. Right, so that will now follow me, and I think it's better if I drive this just because we've got a trailer on the back. We'll go and get everything we need. We're going to drop off the mulcher as well that we've leased out, and the Deutschbach can drive the shredder back. Now, I know I've been saying in the last episode that I didn't see any traffic driving down on that side, but I was wrong. I actually saw 1 car. I think it's just very rare that they come this way. It's usually the other way that's more busy. Yeah, I did see 1. feel like I've not explored hardly any of this map. But what I have seen is, yeah, it's really nice. It's definitely a decent map. Hopefully when we start selling stuff and getting around the place, we can experience some of it. And this perfect time as well, because all the crops are like getting close to being ready to harvest. So, yeah, spot on. Right, so there we go. We'll make sure we get in the Deutsch bar and sort that out first. So we need to return back. Oh yeah, we need to return this back. Which should give me a little bit of money because it has shot down. I started off with around 200,000. We're at 128. I know we've leased out a lot of equipment that saved us money. Yeah, do I want to return the vehicle? Yes, I do. Thank you very much. So that's 510 returned. I have got the mod on where you kind of deposit back, which is really good. In fact, I might be able to fit a lot of that in here. And it should come out as big bags again. Let's see if we can. You know what? I think it's about 14,000, so that's what, 16? So we're going to have one big bag left to take back, and we don't need any more lime. I mean, we could buy some more. It might be a good idea to do that, knowing that we're going to have to lime the soybean field when it's ready, and we're going to have to lime the red beets. We do need to plant grass in at some point as well, so we'll have to lime that. So yeah, let's get another 8 bags just to get the stock in. There we go. So that's another 2,800. So it's not much money at all, really. Let's get this full up. 14,000 litres. That should go quite far with what we want to do in this episode. And then at least we've got all that stock there to tackle the other fields when we've done the harvests. Hopefully as well, it'll go all the way. So when we plant in or replant in the grass fields, we can use some of that. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. It's not too expensive. It just goes down a lot. That's why I wanted a big capacity. I think 14,000 litres is perfect. Right, there we go. That's the front weight. So let's get this attached and we'll get all these bags on. It's definitely going to fit on there. And hopefully these will work a little bit better this time. I was having issues last time I was trying to do big bags. It's like the forks wouldn't get in for some reason. But that was on a different map, so yeah. That's not going to happen this time. And we're going to try and pick up 4. I'm confident this Fendt can do it. That rear weight at the back is pretty beefy. So let's just first line these up. That looks spot on to me. Yes. Perfect. Go on. There we go. I've just noticed something in the distance. There's a playground over there, but it looks like to be, and I've not checked this, I might be completely wrong, but it looks like there's 2 big tractors, but the toy tractors, you know, the collectibles, they look like they're massive. So we're going to go over there in a sec. We're going to hop that fence and we're going to actually check that out, because it might be that they are collectibles, but they're huge, so you don't miss them. And it definitely did the job then. I saw it from a distance, so if that's what it means, then yeah, I'll take that for a win. We should get a bonus as well, a bit of cash. You never know, it might be even more money because of the fact they're bigger. We're gonna have to go check this out. Let's just pick up this last bag. There's always the one bag, always. Right, last but not least, there we go. And what we need to do is we need to drop that rear weight, get it attached to the front, swing around, hook up to that, put all the straps on, and then we're good to go. But we'll use follow me again and I'll drive the trailer. The turning on, it's not amazing on this Fendt. I mean, it's a nice little tractor. In fact, it's not too bad, is it? I've seen worse than that. Right, there we go. I think that one's on. It looks like the strap's underneath, so I'm hoping that's still secure. Fingers crossed. I didn't do very well with that bag. I must have pushed it. It doesn't even look like yeah, it doesn't even look like the strapping on that one's going. So let's just see if we can adjust that with a bit of super strength, just to see if it's an issue with that or... Ah, there you go. That one worked. Ah, that one doesn't work. What is going on? These straps on this trailer are weird. There we go. That'll do. And the back one's working now as well, so... God knows. Right, I know I've got all the engines running and fuel costs insane and we use it even quicker than we're supposed to, but we got to go check this out. Why are the fences are too big to jump, which is such a shame. But let's go fly around. We could drive, but it's only around the corner. We get to see some of the map as well. Make sure we use the pedestrian crossing. Oh God, I hope George's not up that ladder. Right, so, what are these? These have got to be collectibles. No, they're not. Oh my God, it fooled me. I honestly would have thought they were collectibles. Right, well, where are the collectibles? There's got to be collectibles on this map. See, I just jumped from them without touching the floor. I was doing the floor is lava. I haven't actually seen a collectible. There's got to be some. I'm surprised it's not them, though. Oh, well. I thought I was going to get a little bit of money then. Gutted about that. Right, anyway. Let's crack on. Let's get this sorted out. That's that sorted. Right, ready to go. Get rid of the F1 menu. And we can crack on. Put the beacon on the trailer. Oh, there's a bit of traffic. Thank God they turned then. That's the one issue with Follow Me. It really doesn't detect very well when you've got oncoming traffic or anything. If it pulls out and there's already a car, yeah, it can cause issues. It's pretty much guaranteed then you're going to have a car crash behind you. We're going to try out our racking that I put in the last episode just before it. It's supposed to be for big bags, so this should be perfect. Fingers crossed. I mean, we don't really need to worry too much about the Deutz behind because the 14,000 litres should, hopefully, do at least a couple of fields before we have to refill. Let's just turn that off, save a bit of fuel. I know the first one we do, the first line, when usually I start a save game in precision farming, uses a lot of lime because of the fact it's in need more, but after that it usually doesn't use too much. Right, so let's go through here and it should spawn these in nicely onto the shelves. There you go. It's changed from big bags though to them. So I don't know what they'll come out like. In fact, what has gone on there? I thought he said it was for big bags. Let's just try and take one of them out and see what happens. It does come back out as that, so that's not too bad. There you go. But anyway, where's the tractor gone? It's there. Faffing today, absolutely faffing. We're going to have to get some pigs as well at some point. Hopefully we can gather all the food we're going to need. Might even get our own pig food mixer and do it ourselves. That'd be the best way to do it. And we can do it again, another custom feed mix in Maize Plus and make it a little bit easier. I know with pigs they pretty much eat everything, but for some reason in Farming Simulator 22 the recipe for pig food is, yeah, it can be a bit tricky to maintain by, you know, supplying your own stuff for it. But we'll make one pretty simple with a few crop types and maybe, I don't know, maybe some hay or, yeah, probably red beets is a good option. Might keep about half the red beets then and sell half, depending on how many we get. And if we get them in the box format, that'd be really easy for us to store. It might be something I can put on them shelves, but I probably need a bit more storage space because the red beets, yeah, they're a big yielding crop like sugar beets and potatoes, so we're probably going to get a lot of them. But we've got plenty of storage. I mean, even that there, which a drive-through, I was going to put bales in, but because we've got a storage point for bales and we've got the silage pad outside, you know, we could use that as a place for equipment. But I do like driving through it, and I think on that left-hand side as well, where I put the fuel tank, I didn't really think that out very well, because if we want to fuel up the harvester, it's not the easiest thing to fit round the side, so I'll have to come from another angle there and reverse to it. I mean, it's a good. It'd be a good test with this after we've done this field. We'll test. Yeah, we'll just check. See if we can get through with the spreader. If we can get through with the spreader, then we should be good. Even though the harvester will be a lot bigger than this spreader. Yeah, I mean, it's this that I'm worried about. Like, because of where I've put it, you can see it's quite tight. But it'll be fine to get from that angle. We'll just have to come this way in. And then reverse to it. But we could use that as storage space then. And then I won't keep driving through it. I'll actually use the main entrance. Right, let's get to the next field. I will spawn out a few bags, and every time I get a chance and drive round, I will top it back up. So let's get a few spawned out. There we go. Spawned out 4. Well, I did say 4, but there's 5. So that's a bit strange. Right, there we go. And we'll go and tackle this one over here that I ploughed. There we go, job done. That's 4 fields limed, and you can see in the distance we've done a good job there. So I'll probably keep the Bredel on lease because we've got to use it again, and I'll leave what's in it now. I won't top it up. I'll just leave the Deutzwell there. It needs a good clean. Do I even have a jet wash? That might be something I need to purchase. I've not seen one on the farm, so we'll have to get one of them purchased because we're going to clean that off. Let's just go and quickly. In fact, we'll do this properly, eh? We'll get into the fence. Let's sort the front weight as well, put it on the black. Let's just give them let's give them big bags a nudge to the back into storage. And then we'll have a quick look at the red beet equipment, because I want to see what the plan is for the next episode, what we're going to need to lease out. I want to try and come up with a bit of a plan, see what the best way to do it is. We could, you know, do the carting and just hire one of the workers and we just ride alongside. Or we can try and do it all ourselves and lease out the one that drops in the boxes. We'll just have a look, see which one the best option is. But first, let's just give these big bags a bit of a nudge. Oh, we've done pretty well. Plenty of lime left, so it should do us for all the rest of the fields, including the grass, hopefully. But again, if not, it's not an issue, is it? It's cheap stuff, it's not expensive, it's not like fertiliser. It does cost quite a bit. Right, that's that sorted out. I think we're doing pretty well. Let's have a look at the fields then. We're going to have to update the work plan as well, so we'll do that. So let's just have a look and see what we've done. Go on to the precision farm, and you can see that 6, 8, 2, and 3 have all been sorted out. So 6, 8, 2, and 3. So let's go with 6, and we need lime. Oh, no, that's not the one. Lime there. Done. Save changes. So 6, 8. 2. And finally, field 3. So there we go. So if we have a look at lime now, you can see they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 fields left to do. 1, 2, 3, 4 have been done. So we're halfway. So yeah, that's a really good example of why it's, you know, a really useful thing to do. We also mulched field, yeah, I'm trying to remember these field numbers now. Field 6, that's the one we mulched. So let's make sure we update that. So go to mulch. Not needed, I think, but we definitely did it, so we'll put done. And don't need to do the parsnips. We do need to do the soybeans after we've harvested them, so that'll be that one as well. And then, yeah, the red beets. But that's pretty much all sorted. So that's up to date. We'll try and remember that at the end of every episode to update that. And we've done well with the lime. We've got the grass fields that, again, we're going to have to sort them out. I'm going to try and do that when we get to the winter months, that last period. So let's just have a look at this. Grass, the last period to plant grass is November. So if we try and get off only cut, we're pretty much only going to get one cut. If we try to get our cut done, and then before November we're going to go and plant that field, we're going to replant in the grass seeds and put lime down as well. So yeah, so that'll be sorted out. We'll get them 3 up to date, and then it's just the crops as soon as we've harvested them, which is going to be our next few jobs, to be honest. Grass fields are ready whenever really we can do the harvest, but I'm probably going to do it in the next month because we got the red beets to focus, and that'll be me moving into September day 2 because we've only got 2-day months. So we'll get them harvested in the next episode. But before we do end the episode, let's have a look at equipment for red beets. Now, I can't sort this out. I'm sure you can in packs. So if we go to red beet, we can have a look here what's on offer. Now, I'm sure there's more options than that. So let's try this again. Let's go to vegetable technology. And I have actually got the 4D modding Armour Salmon TR2000, which is really good, but it's not 0.6, so it's still a bit tricky. And then we've got, that's the one that you'd have to have a trailer and a tractor basically driving alongside. Then this is the one where it does the boxes. So that probably is the one I'd go for there. But if we start getting to the bigger equipment here, that again is one to the side. That is as well. I think this one's probably the best one, I think. It's the most costly though, but it's 170 horsepower, so we can run it, but it does the most boxes, but it's still 0.8 meters. So there's not much. It's going to take ages, let's be honest. It's going to take forever, but we're up for the challenge. I also think that we need to remove the tops on that field. Let's just run up to field 5 and have a look at that. Yeah, so it says remove foliage. So let's go back to vegetable technology. Yeah, that doesn't do that. So on the front of the tractor, we're going to have one of them kind of toppers. Basically one of them on the front, which is fine. So we're going to have to lease out that and that. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And we're just going to power through it. It's going to be a long job, but we'll get through it. That's the next episode. We're going to be bringing in a load of red beets. Where we're going to store them, that's a problem for another day. We could put them in one of the sheds and just close the door. I mean, it's not really anywhere. Like a shed like this would be perfect where we can shut up, but maybe, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll find a storage for red beets. But yeah, I think on that note, though, we'll leave it there. We've done well. I'm really enjoying playing this series. Hopefully you're enjoying watching it just as much as I am playing. Like I said, it's a nice change pace for me, and we're getting through it. We've got lots of work to do, but we've done quite a bit, and I like the fact that we've added in the Workplan mod because it really is going to help us organise and set out, our plans going through what we're going to do and planting and our next kind of crop cycles and all that kind of stuff. So it is a good mod. So yeah, make sure you check it out. I'll put a link in the video description for it if you're interested. But it is something I want to do in this series. I do want to, new mods that kind of drop or mods that I've wanted to use in the past, we're going to try and showcase them as we go. So if there's any kind of mod you recommend, I'd really like to know. So leave me a comment on this video. Let me know what mod you think would be really good for this series. It could be equipment, it could be a gameplay style mod like the Workplan. Anything you think would enhance the game for me whilst playing on this map and this save game. Yeah, let me know. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. So on that note, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give the video a thumbs up for me. That really does help me out. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.